Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of A Mother's Journey to Holistic Health and Healing. We are in episode 41, and as I am recording this, it is September 8th. We are just passing the full moon that we had. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here and listening and tuning in. I hope that you are finding the podcast helpful and insightful, and hopefully that you are getting some takeaways, or some little seeds are being planted into maybe, just thinking differently. And the whole point of this podcast, right, is how we as mothers can take a more whole person approach to our health, a more self-compassionate one, so that we can live more freeing, more purposeful, conscious lives, and also, even pursue our dreams and desires along the way, right? Because they matter too. And motherhood has a way of, kind of absorbing all that energy, focus and energy into our children, our family, our homes, and we can't forget about ourselves. And so welcome if you're new here. I also, my name is Marissa Prieto. I am a registered dietitian. I take a holistic, whole person approach to our health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I am the host of this podcast, which I've had it for about a year and a half now. And I also have a YouTube channel where I create guided meditations for basically to help us manage our stress, to help us feel more at ease from the overwhelm from motherhood and daily life and work and this and that and the world events and everything, really. So it's really just a pause, a way for us to cultivate some peace, some stillness, and even some awakening within you to help you connect with your deeper parts of yourself, whether it be your inner child, your intuition, your higher self, your spirit and your soul, and all that good stuff. So meditations for everybody. So go check it out. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. And also, if you're interested in working with me, you can follow me on Instagram if you're not already, at Holistic Health Coaching for Moms. Or you can also find me on Mindful Meditations with Marissa on YouTube as well. So those are links that will be in the description below. But today I'm just going to share with you a guided meditation that I created, and it's called Meet Your Higher Self. And it's actually worked out timely because with the full moon and eclipse that just is passed recently, yesterday, I had some realizations that came up the past 3 days or so, and it made me think and realize, hey, we're all humans. We all have these emotions that we go through, whether it's grief or guilt or shame and fear and uncertainties, all those uncomfortable emotions. We all feel those, and we're all human. The circumstances may be different. Our life's experiences, what we're going through, all of those things may be different, or maybe we're going through some similar ones, right, at the same time. But we all share these human emotions and feelings. And so I wanted to share some things that came up with me as I was in the shower, I guess, as a matter of fact, and I had this visualization. Oh no, it wasn't in the shower. It was actually, here's how it goes. Saturday morning, I was up kind of early because I had planned on taking my son to a local martial arts tournament expo they were having in town, and he's been into jiu-jitsu, and so for his first, just to kind of get exposed to the environment and what a tournament looks like, and myself included, we both decided he wanted to go too, hey, let's go check this out. So before we were gonna go, I woke up and I just had this urge to, at first I was just gonna do a little energy cleansing with my herbs and my my Palo Santo and prayer. But then I got more into it and deeper into the meditation and movement. And as I was doing that, just kind of had some visualizations that appeared to me and things that were coming to me in my mind. And for me, if you listened to the last podcast episode where they were reconnecting with plants and creativity, it's kind of all about me and sharing, being more vulnerable about my, healing, my spiritual awakening, and just things that I've been feeling more called to do as I tune more into how I'm feeling and having more energy to really dive into things, projects that excite me, that bring me joy, that I feel like excitement in life again. Because when we're deep in motherhood, especially in survival mode and early postpartum, especially if we don't have support later on as our kids are getting older, it becomes really, really heavy and energy draining and overstimulating. And that really is hard for us to have any air to breathe, to even think about what those things could be like for you, or even find joy in terms of like things for yourself, right? Things that you enjoy doing. And sometimes with patients and clients, they don't even know what that is anymore. And so as I'm rediscovering that, this is also what I'm doing, is I'm sharing that with you too, because I'm also rediscovering it as I speak. I talked about it on the last one, just really finding this beautiful excitement in creating different herbal medicine. So if you want to hear all about that, check out the last previous episode. In addition to that, I'm getting some insights and clarity into my spiritual being, that in terms of like expanding my growth, my evolution, how could I say, moving into another version of myself. And I think we are constantly doing this. Everybody's at their own pace, of course, right? So I see it as like, now I'm going to say levels. You could say levels, stages, I don't know, layers of an onion, shedding skin, however you want to call it. I see it as like whenever we're going through a certain experience that we learned from in life, or just some things that we really overcome, and it's helped you to become somebody different, whether it's stronger, more resilient, you learn something from it, whatever, you're now a different version of the self that you were before that, right? And so maybe we don't realize that as we are moving through life and going through some of these challenges or even initiations, that it's helping us, it's kind of molding us into becoming someone different, that our higher self is kind of like giving us these clues to help us create and get closer and closer, these steps to our higher self. Who is our higher self? You might want to ask yourself that question, right? Who is my higher self? My higher self has like this wisdom that she's accumulated, that she has this inner knowing that she's also received from her ancestors, from the universe, from creator, from spirit. She has this strength. She has this integrity, this humility, this compassion for herself and for others. She also is not afraid to acknowledge when she is wrong, and she is there to uplift herself and others, So I have a little description of how I feel and how I think my higher self would be. And that's kind of what this meditation is about. You meeting your higher self is when sometimes we don't maybe have the answers to things. We feel confused about something. We're unsure about where we are in our current circumstances, or maybe you have certain goals, but you're not sure how to get there. This meditation is here to help you tap into your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance, which is your higher self. And I do this through guided visualization. So I'm going to play that in a little bit. But before I get into that, I just want to get back to my story, what I was talking about the day that I was going to take my son to jiu-jitsu tournament before I got lost. So yeah, I was doing meditation, and just getting like these thoughts that were coming in, and these visualizations that were coming in of me just thinking about where I'm currently at and how I just felt different. And so as I was doing this, I have these affirmations that are coming to me, or these mantras that are coming to me, like, it's safe for you to shed this old skin. So meaning also, as we are becoming a newer version of ourselves, we're also letting go of the other parts of us that weren't maybe in alignment with where we want to go, or maybe just aren't supporting us quite as we are, as we feel that they would be in the present moment. They're just not helping you to support you to move you forward with where you want to go or with your higher self, right? And so as I'm thinking, as I was doing my meditation and these mantras and affirmations were coming in, it also came through of the grief that comes up when we are scared to take on this other version of ourselves that's maybe a little more courageous or a little more confident or a little more outspoken or a little more, they set their boundaries. They're very firm in their boundaries, and they have and I'm not going to say a wall, but I'm going to say they're firm in their boundaries because they know what they're doing is for their greater good. And they're not guilty for it, or they don't feel ashamed about it. And so that's what I mean. So, just I had these things of there's these ways that we have that can feel grieving because we're not that person anymore. And all of those things that kept us in that past version of ourselves, maybe we felt stuck, maybe we felt stagnant, maybe we feel we weren't growing, maybe we feel we weren't, taking, what could I say? Yeah, more, not action, but we weren't becoming aligned with this person that we want to be. Or maybe you're just not sure who that is, right? And you just feel stuck. And this can be related to our habits, our behaviors, our relationships, our thinking patterns, our limiting beliefs. And so one of them that came up for me was, as I realized stepping into this newer version of myself and I was being conscious of it, it's okay to feel the grief. It's okay to feel scared as you step into this different version of yourself, because each time you do that, you're going to be offered different experiences, different challenges, different, obstacles. And it's how you respond to those that's going to be different than how you did before in the other past version of yourself. So I hope this is making sense. And if not, that's totally okay. Maybe revisit it another time. So as I'm having my meditation, I am thinking it's okay for me to grieve the parts of myself that felt like they needed to be small or quiet or hidden. So sometimes, I'll give you an example. There are lots of times when I have ideas of things I want to say and post on social media, like doing a quick live or a reel or whatever. But I get so caught up in my head that I'm like, oh, well, this has to be this way, right? I let that perfectionist part come in. Or judgment, like fear of being judged. So having that awareness in these shadow parts of me, which I love about myself too, because we all have these shadows, and meeting them with love and compassion is part of this journey, right? And so for me, just acknowledging, okay, I acknowledge that this new version of myself, as I step into this version of myself, who is brave, who is strong, who is courageous, is also going to be met with obstacles, with challenges. And then though it may seem like my past version wants to come back in to keep me safe, I can say that's okay. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. We have all the tools. We have everything we need, all the learning lessons that we've learned up until now to help us keep moving forward. I don't have to go back there. I can continue to go forward at my own pace by meeting myself with more self-compassion. And so just by me, acknowledging that, as we continue to evolve into different versions of ourselves, which is going to require more confidence, another level of confidence, another level of courage, another level of compassion, is just going to keep building and building at a pace that works for you, that your higher self knows you can tolerate. And so I knew grief was one of them, letting go of those parts of me that tried to keep me safe, small, quiet, fear of being judged. And so just acknowledging that and visualizing, I had this sudden visualization of, okay, imagine the light of the cosmos, of spirit, beaming down on the top of my head, the crown of my head, connecting me to spirit up above, shining down through my whole entire being into the Mother Earth, and kneeling down and putting my hands onto the ground and releasing all that did not serve me that I was aware of at that moment. For example, that fear of judgment, that perfectionism, right? Allowing myself to be seen, to be heard, and that I am who I am and I don't have to be afraid of it. And so I just pictured myself releasing all this into the earth, and so it could be transmuted into compassion, into unconditional love, and just to really support myself. And I just imagined this, and I just sat there visualizing this for a while until, I felt like this wave of peace and calm. And that, realizing that I had my ancestors here to support me, my guides and angels here to support me and love me unconditionally as well. That I'm not alone and that you're not alone. And so that was kind of like a little exercise that I also shared in a little visualization healing exercise that I shared in one of my Instagram reels today, is that it's scary, stepping into another version of ourselves when we do something different that feels scary, uncomfortable, right? However, it's also going to take you to a new path and new opportunities and new beginnings, but it's okay to grieve the part that you are now growing out from, that you are birthing from, that you are blooming from. So I just wanted to share that. So if that resonates, and take whatever resonates or what doesn't, right? And just know that you're not alone. You're not alone. And just wanted to share, if you feel stuck, think about what is it that you need to change, right? What needs to be changed? And that remembering that it doesn't stop there, right? We got to do the work. What can help me grow? What can help me evolve? Whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? What can help me? What can I do? And there are so many resources today. And on that note, if you would like support in your journey, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk about different ways to work with me, with my services. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the guided meditation. It's about 15 to 16 minutes long. And I hope you enjoy it. And as always, please, I'd appreciate it if you review the podcast, leave me a review, share it, tag me on your Instagram. It'll help the other listeners. It'll help reach other listeners as well, help the podcast grow. And, the same for my YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you would like to continue to receive guided meditations from me. And I really appreciate any comments or feedback from them as well. All right. Thank you so much, friends, for listening. You guys take care, and you're always in my thoughts and prayers. Bye. Welcome to your guided meditation to meet your higher self. Your higher self is always within you. But somewhere along the lines, as we age, as we grow through our life's experiences, it becomes quiet, distant, dim. We lose sight of what's most meaningful to us. We receive mixed messages, programming or conditioning that disconnect us from our higher self, our truest self, our most authentic self, the self that is connected to our spirit and to our soul. The self that helps us live with purpose, intention, light, love, and conscious living. This guided meditation is here to take you on a journey to meet with your higher self, to reconnect with the inner light within you, the higher self that holds the wisdom, courage, confidence that knows the way to help you on your path. Take a moment to find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down. Please get whatever else you need to feel comfortable in this moment, whether it's a pillow or a blanket. Close your eyes and gently rest your hands where they feel most natural. Begin to take a slow, deep breath in and exhale fully and completely. With each breath, feel yourself softening, settling, and opening to this journey. This is a sacred time just for you, a time to connect with your truest, most radiant self, your higher self. Bring your awareness to the top of your head, feeling a soft wave of relaxation moving down through your scalp, over your forehead, the muscles around your eyes, your temples. Taking a deep breath in and exhale completely. Allow your jaw to unclench. Your face to relax. Feel the wave of relaxation move into your neck and shoulders, melting away any tension or heaviness. Breathe in deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Down your arms to the tips of your fingers. Notice your chest gently rising and falling with each breath. Your belly softens, your hips release. The wave flows through your legs, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly and fully. Your whole body now feels safe, calm, and open. Imagine before you a path. This is your path to the higher self. Notice what it looks like. Is it a forest trail, a sandy beach, a glowing staircase, or maybe a gentle river you float upon? There is no right or wrong. Trust what appears for you. Begin to walk or move along this path. feeling and sensing the earth, the ground beneath you. Noticing the colors around, the textures, the smells, the sounds all around you. Take your time as you journey forward, knowing with each step you are coming closer and closer to the deepest truth of who you are. Ahead, you notice a light, a place that calls to you. This is a sacred space where you will meet your higher self. Allow the scene to unfold. Maybe it's a beautiful garden, a temple, a mountaintop, or a place that feels both familiar and magical. Pause here. Take it in with all your senses. The air, the smells, the beauty, the stillness. This place exists just for you. Now you notice a presence approaching. This is you, your higher self, the version of you that is wise, radiant, confident, compassionate, and connected. Notice how they appear. Notice what they look like, what they are wearing, how they are moving. Maybe they are glowing, smiling, or dressed in a way that represents their wisdom, their true essence. Allow the image to form naturally. Trust what you see and feel. As your higher self comes closer, notice the love, the warmth in their energy. Take a moment to greet them. Feel their energy merging with yours. You may use this time to ask yourself, what guidance do you have for me today? Or what do I most need to know right now? Allow yourself to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Maybe words arise or a symbol of feeling, a deep sense of peace, or just a knowing. Whatever comes is perfect. trust the message. Visualize how your self speaks, how they move. Sense their energy, their vibration. What message do they have for you today? What would you like to ask them? What would you like to know? Take this moment to sense what you feel or what you see. When you are ready, thank your higher self for their presence and wisdom. Know that you can return to this place at any time. Though our world is busy, our mind is noisy. Remember, you carry this connection within you always. Notice as your higher self begins to gently step back, that the connection, the light, and the love remains in your heart. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to bring your awareness back to the path. Slowly return along the way you came, knowing that the guidance and love of your higher self moves with you. Feel the path leading you back to this moment, to your body, to the room around you. And when you are ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Take another deep breath, filling your body with fresh energy. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this meditation today. Remember, you are never separate from your higher self. The wisdom and light you felt in this meditation is always within you, waiting for you to pause, breathe, and connect.